Hi, this is Editor Troxel. In today's tutorial, we're going to look at how we can log events that happen inside the script. This might be important if you want to see kind of what process, if somebody's having a problem with one of your scripts, you can see the process that it's going through to get there, or if you just need to kind of see what's happening where, you can actually just create a log of what's happening, and then you can look at that log and see where any issues may be happening, or maybe see that everything's working perfectly as you expected it to. So I'm going to show you two ways to create the log. One of them will be totally in memory. The other one will actually create a file that the person would be able to send to you, or you'd be able to look at. Either way, you can have it displayed on the screen as well from within Vegas. So let's take a look and see how we can create a log. Here's our script in Vegas, and like I said in previous tutorials, this is all of our standard stuff up at the top. Then we have our class entry point at the bottom to get us into the script, and this entry point actually just calls this main part of the script. And then here is how we're going to create our log file. So we create a log file variable, which I just called log, and we said new log file. By just saying new log file, this log is going to be automatically placed in memory. Now the log file variable does have an auto flush option. By default, this is set to true. You could change it to false if you wanted to. I don't see any real reason to change this, but it said, one possibility could be if you needed some speed updates, but everything runs so fast now, I don't see any big issue with leaving this at auto flush set to true. And then we have log.add log entry. Our add log entry will let us put our strings into the log. So in this case, I just said this is entry 1, entry 2, entry 3, entry 4, and then I'm going to show this log as a dialog, and then the title for my dialog is internal log, and then I closed that log. Now we're going to do the same thing. I'm creating another log file, which I called log2 file, and this one's actually going to create a file on the hard drive. And the file that I'm creating, first of all, I'm passing it my Vegas, and then I'm passing it the path, which in my case I use d:/mylog.txt. And then in this particular case, I'm saying this is file entry, and I'm adding 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I did discover that you can show this as a dialog. But in order to show this as a dialog, you have to close it first. If you do not close it first, Vegas is going to crash. So I did a log2file.close, and then the log2file.show as dialog, and then this is the log written to file is the title that I gave that dialog. So we'll see how this works. Okay, this is the internal log with entries 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can highlight those, copy them, do whatever you want to with them. And then this is the log written to file, and it has the file entries 1 through 6 in there. And now if I go to my drive D, I have my log.txt, and if I open that, here is those entries inside the file. So if you need to do some logging in any of your scripts just to see what might be happening where, and maybe follow the progression of some variable somewhere, this is a very simple way of getting a log added, and a very simple way of displaying them. And you've got the option, do I want to create a file, or do I just want to keep it in memory and then pop it up at some point or at multiple points? So you could easily keep track of whatever it is you're needing to keep track of in your project. So I hope you find this tutorial useful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.